A Japanese startup has announced that it has succeeded in producing 3 clone piglets with organs that can be transplanted into humans with a lower risk of immune rejection.
일본의 한 벤처기업이 장기를 인체에 이식해도 거부 반응이 일어나지 않도록 면역 관련 유전자를 조작한 복제 돼지 3마리를 만드는 데 성공했다고 발표했습니다. Alright, so 3 piglets have been born.
Yeah, and it's really exciting news, I guess, in the medical field because we know that the shortage of organ donors, it's a global issue, and they say that it's particularly dire in Japan. So it's been done by a Japanese startup called Poor Med Tech, and this process of implanting or transplanting non-human or animal tissue organs. It's called xenotransplantation.
Okay.
And this company announced on Tuesday that it produced these 3 clone piglets that have organs that can be transplanted to humans with less risk of immune rejection. These piglets were born on Sunday using cells imported from a U.S. biotech startup called eGenesis. And they say that these piglets will be provided to medical institutions in Japan for preclinical research. So these gene-edited pig cells were imported from the company eGenesis back in September, and their nuclei were put into egg cells, and that created genetically modified embryos. And these embryos were then implanted into the uterus of a mother pig to produce these clone piglets.
자, 유전자를 조작했다라고 할 때요. 영어로 genetically modified. 그리고 다른 표현도 아까 써주셨는데요. The genes were edited. 이렇게도 표현을 다르게 할 수 있습니다. 자, 그러면 첫 번째 transplant라는 단어를 볼게요.
Right, so transplant in the medical term, it's an operation in which an organ or tissue is transplanted to, it could be from a non-human animal source or it could be from other humans as well. But it means to move or transfer something to another place or another situation.
네. transplant라는 동사 이식하다라는 뜻이죠. 그래서 이렇게 인체의 장기를 이식하기 위한 그런 복제 돼지가 3마리 태어났다는 뉴스고요. What's this here? Rejection.
Rejection, right? So it's the opposite of accepting. So a physical rejection, it means that your body won't accept something that's been transplanted or implanted as its own, and it kind of shows an immune response to the transplanted organ or tissue so that it fails to survive. But we can also use this in a more general term. It just means the dismissing or refusing of some sort of proposal or an idea. When we're talking about romantic relationships, it could also be the spurning of a person's affections.
그렇죠. 거부한다라는 의미의 rejection이 여기서 나왔는데 길게 보면은 immune rejection입니다.
Yeah.
immunity 면역력이고 면역 거부라는 게 여기서는 이제 거부 반응을 말하는 건데요. There's a lower risk of immune rejection이니까 거부 반응이 거의 일어나지 않는다. 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A Japanese startup has announced it has succeeded in producing 3 clone piglets with organs that can be transplanted into humans with a lower risk of immune rejection. Let's move on to the next headline.